G'day everyone, this is part 14 of the 3Racing Sakura Ultimate Build Series. Part 14, this will be kind of like I guess you could call it the final assembly of the chassis. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach the front bumper and body posts and attach the wheels and wheel hexes. So what I have done is I've gone ahead and done some things, as you can see here. I'm just going to zoom in a smidge. So as you can see, I've got the rear body posts on. I've started the bumper assembly. They're pretty straightforward. The rear body posts just screw into the rear shock tower, and just held in each by one screw. With the front bumper body posts, they're just two screws, and that one screw holds each post in, and there's the posts fit into a square slot so they don't move, which is good. So it's pretty straightforward. So what we're going to do now is we're going to attach the bumper. So for this it needs 3 screws. One screw requires a small nylock nut, so we'll just put that in. What I'll do is I'll just put that there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll screw it in. So while I'm talking, how I'm going to do this is we'll finish off the assembly of the chassis, and in the next part it'll be the reveal video with the body on. Normally I do tips for painting, but what I will do is I'll leave a link in the description below, which will have a link to the body painting tips I did for the X-Ray T414, and the process there, it's exactly the same as what I'll be doing. Probably a few little differences because I'll be using an airbrush for the body, but the process is still the same. So again, it's going to fight me, isn't it? There we go. Alright, so we just screw it in. I'm going to have to use my electric screwdriver. I'm starting to get a bit of a pain. Alright. Alright, so that's the front bumper mounted. Now we'll put the foam bumper on. It has little inserts that you can keep in, but I've taken them out, as you can see, because that will help it absorb a bit better, like impacts. So it's just a case of sliding it on. Alright. Now the next part is to attach the upper part. Again, it's the exact same process with the screws. I'll just again use my screwdriver. Alright, so that's the front bumper attached. So now the next part will be to install, well, what we will do while I'm ahead of myself is we'll put on the wheel hexes. So I've done 3 or 4 of them. So now all we have to do here is a pin goes through the axle, slide the wheel hex on, and then we will get our 1.5mm Allen driver, screw it in. Alright, so that's that done. I'll just take the wheel nuts off. Of course I have to drop one, don't I? Alright, so now the next part for our final stage of assembly is to get our battery holders. Pretty simple. I should have really done this ahead of time. But it is an easy process. And it is just a case of making sure that it lines up with the holes, which it does. Alright. So we'll just get the screws that are necessary for this part. They're the flat screws. Okay. Take note of the orientation, as always. And I'll use my electric screwdriver once again. Some of these parts don't like to break off. Okay, the short one. Okay. So now what we do is we attach screws to the side. And they are they're slightly smaller screws, so they're a 1.5mm screw. So we'll need our 1.5mm driver. Actually, it's those ones. As always, like I say, when you're doing it, make sure it just nips tight. Doesn't have to be really doesn't have to be super tight. Yeah, there's that screw and that one. Alright. Alright, one more screw. Alright, so those are, whoops, so those are the battery holders on, you can see. Alright, so that's that part done. So now all we need to do is put our wheels and tyres on. These aren't the rims that come with the kit. These are much more 32s. Where I race at, the much more 32s seem to work the best at the track there. Yeah, and the wheel nuts that come with it aren't nylock nuts, they're serrated ones, so in other words that the nut actually kind of bites in on the rim a little. Okay. Slides in. Alright folks. So that is the chassis all built. Stay tuned for the reveal video where you will see it with the body on. Stay tuned everyone.